Hey everyone, welcome back. Whoa, this is Big Heart Dating. Woohoo! I'm Better Marco. Welcome. That's CORY. That I love you. Okay. I've been doing this. The whole video since last year April, but for the Big Heart Dating since August. So about 80 relationship engagement all the way up to honeymoon. I just finished about honeymoon last week. The last few days all about different categories of singles. Singles, separated, divorced. But the separated is not quite divorced. It's still legally married, and I see all the time. Separated in the personal life, in the past. I can't. Because it's still legally married. Especially in the Philippines. A lot of women are separated there, but they're not divorced. Why is that? I'll explain that today. That country doesn't have any divorce laws in the book yet. There's the last one. Still that way. The Vatican is the other one. Of course, the Vatican would never pass laws to allow divorce. You never will see divorce priest or divorce anybody in the Vatican. Speaking of that, that's Roman Catholic. In the Philippines, the majority is Roman Catholic, so that's why there's no divorce laws. You can, but the fee is $6,000. They know that a lot of Filipinos can't afford that. So it's their thing. Okay, because you can't afford, too bad. That's what they're saying. That's bad. Because that's not right. Of course, they want to control and make people stay married, but it doesn't work. So many of the women are separated. Too few are annulled, but they will end up staying separated. What I see on their profile in the past, because I see, are you really separated or are you still? Then they right off the bat, they say, yeah, that's right. Because then they told me about annulment, very expensive. That's the word they use for divorce. Now, there's a lot of complication between that, with the definition of that. If you marry a Filipino who was separated in the U.S., it'll be a little bit complicated, but they will understand the law. In the Philippines, it's considered divorce, but they would prefer annulment. Some countries are very flexible, like Singapore. If you fly there and marry and all that, that's taken care of that. Because the Philippines are a little picky. For anybody who wants to marry, you have to wait 10 days. Here, if you marry American, if you are American, that a day, 2 days, depending on what state. I do know New York State 2 days. Vegas 1 day. Yeah, one day, begging. Not the same day. You have to wait the next day. You don't listen to the movie. They say, oh, we're off to getting married like that. No. It doesn't work that way. You have to file in the city hall and beg it. Because they got to see if you're really divorced or will. I haven't yet talked about that part yet. But today I'm talking about how it is with the Philippines, because that's the only country in the world that does not recognize divorce. You can marry a divorced woman from another country. That's fine. But I see a lot of ads from the past. It's always the Philippines. When it is with the Philippines, I don't know why. Followed by Thailand. But you hardly see any much of Korean, Japanese, Chinese. But China, that's different. I would talk about that with the bio market. Yeah, bio market at the park. And they, of course, they will ask, have you been married? Are you divorced? They will ask. Well, stuff coming out. Okay. So, I hope you understand that it's a little complicated with the Philippines. So many Filipinas want foreign men. Yeah, that's the only country in the world no divorce allowed. It makes it more difficult. Especially for questions. They'll say, oh, you're still separated. You're still married. I'm going to go off with someone else. That hurt. I remember they told me, I asked some questions. How that, no. I asked a few, same question. I mean, that was my research listening in my mind. Okay, it does hurt. They told me that more difficult, but it's very easy for them to get a foreign man. Why is that? The more friendlier, nicer, and they actually show respect. When you see all things like that, that means they're actually the real good ones. Yeah, there's bad players out there. Yeah, scammers, players, cheaters. So that's something you have to watch out for. Because they want money. Oh, this is my cousin who lived with us. Stop, stop, stop. If you hear that, it could be her husband. And if you notice that with the kid. That's more common, I think. That's how I see that. That's a red flag. If she said it's her cousin. When you hear that word cousin, it means husband. I don't mean to put down the Filipinas, but there are some bad players out there that hurt the reputation of the whole country. Same here, everywhere. We have scammers here all the time. Oh yeah, all the time. I know that she's playing. She won't go on cam or whatever. Bye-bye. That's all I had to do that. Frustrating. Because they're all scammers. So be careful with all that. So, Only 9 minutes. So I have to tell you how it works. Just that. So when you go out there, you gotta read the line. Ask, why are you separated? Why can you divorce? Sometimes they will want foreign men to pay for the annulment. $6,000. It's a lot of money. Here in the U.S., depends on what kind of divorce. For me, it was less than 500. Less than that. So it's big difference. It's sad what I hear about the Filipinas. That I hear stories today. Yet they will say, my husband. Yep, they will say that because they're still legally married. My husband now is living with a woman, and they have a family. Yep, that's something I heard. You don't want to hear that. Maybe sometimes there's just thing make you jealous, try to lure you. Be careful. The two sides of the fence. You know how the next side of the fence and the other side ugly with those posts in support for the fence. That's why you gotta look both sides. Yeah. If she's a willow, awesome. Anywhere in the world, if she's a willow, that's great. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. About willow, because that's a whole other ball game of being single that. Different than the divorce. In the divorce, you might get a little anger when you talk about, oh, my ex-wife, blah, 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 blah. I know one actor, he passed away, really lovely guy in movies. But his ex-wife used him. When they were married, she's an actress too. But she took advantage of all his money, make him go broke. He had all that money to go broke. That's why he had an auction before his death. And secretly kept the Trans Am that was in the movie. He sold the house, yeah, but the new owner let him live there till his death. I think that's Bacharach in Florida. But he said that he wished he never married that one who took advantage of all his money. That's why he divorced her. That's one of the two main subjects why people divorce. Money and consummation life. It could be cheating, having an affair. That's what I'm talking about. So, that you have to ask a Filipino, why are you separated? Then you need to verify that. Alright, that's all I'm going to say for now. I got to post it there, get all the other video up. Welcome to new subscribers, 135, 136. Looking forward to more today. Alright, Alright, thanks for watching. Whoa! Ciao.